This area in the northern part of the Judean desert, halfway between Jerusalem and the Dead Sea, is our main playground. We come here often, collecting findings on our way. Bullets, bullet cases, some stones, which we're going to use later on at the studio to grind them and make pigments out of them. Working with my son Roy is significant in my work. He performs the rituals while I watch and follow him through the lens. Later on, I add this sequence to the view already taken on previous visits to the same spot. The view changes with every visit. Weather and light conditions, change of seasons, a herd of goats passing through and left their marks, a new footprint. I learned how to use a camera during my military service, as part of my training as an aerial scout in the IDF intelligence. A little like you would practice using a weapon. 30 seconds to load the film, replace lenses, shoot. The subjects of my photos were not aimed to become art. More often, they became targets. The whole purpose of the photograph was to provide as much detail as possible about a particular place. Sometimes I return to the same target and shoot again after it has gone through some changes. Gently means destroyed. Comparing the photos, creating different versions of the same place.
So I shoot a frame and then I move a little bit with a lot of overlap between the frames.
The surveyor came to be when I decided that I want to deal with subjects related to my military service, especially during the First Lebanon War in 1982 and some military operations later on, events which left some unsolved morality and conscience issues. Since I could not directly and freely relate to these experiences, I created the figure of the surveyor, so that I can express thoughts and memories using symbolic actions and objects. The surveyor can be described as my semi-fictional alter ego. He holds the key and the access to my subconscious. From there, he extracts images, sounds, and emotions and helps me process and convert them into this encrypted and symbolic language. While working on the surveyor, I received this old book, a guide to basics of topography. A simple illustration of a man lying on the ground, gazing at the top of a cypress tree. The body becomes a measuring tool. This simple drawing inspired me. It looked like a spiritual ceremony, a ritual. The trees are also measuring tools. Sensors that can provide information on their surroundings. Water, quality of the soil, air pollution. Cypresses are childhood memories of rows of trees sheltering orange groves. Later on, it's a memory of cypresses surrounding a cemetery. Nowadays, you can see cypresses as traces marking the remains of past places. The typical conic shape of the cypress resembles the plumb bob, but it's upside down, planted in the ground and pointing to the sky. I travel around the country and take photos of cypresses, then isolating the trees from their surroundings and create a catalog, Typology of cypress trees. stump's rings look like a contour line of a topographic map, like a fingerprint of a dead tree.
עושים בדיוק מה שעשינו בפעם הקודמת. סבבה, אתה הולך לשם, אתה רואה איפה הנקודה? זה המוט. אתה מתחיל לעשות סיבובים עם כיוון השעון. אם נצליח לתפוס אותך, נגיד, ב10 מקומות שונים. אוקיי, פחות או יותר. אין שם במקרה את היתד הישנה או איזשהו זכר למשהו.
אני כרגע בנקודה. אבא.
חיובי, אתה נמצא פלוס מינוס 5 מטר מהנקודה.
אז לא, אין פה עוד שום יתד.
I'm trying to reproduce a gaze which simulates the way I observe the space, like the way you would look for a lost key in the grass or while searching for bullets in the desert. It's a searching look that imitates the natural movement of the eye, scanning and focusing on details one at a time, leaping from one detail to another. What we focus on becomes an anchor of our view, and then we jump to the nearby focusing point. The way of observing is similar to the way we look at a space when you're drawing, collecting in details. You can't see all at once. I use the same practice both when shooting in the desert and at the studio. The grid turns the image into a map, divides it into slices, cells. It imprisons the space behind its bars. There's an interesting relationship between the grid and the picture. While the image invites you to step inside, the grid stops you, saying, hey, look again, it's a flat surface. The final image is one big lie, consisting of many small truths. The single frame describes something realistic. The assembly of many different times and perspectives produces an impossible state and space, an illusion.